What's going on YouTube? This is Sam from Team Sam Rex1 here, and today guys, I'm coming at you with my True Draco Demise deck profile for you guys today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, but the different thing about this deck profile is that I'm going to try to make this deck as budget as possible, and a lot of you guys have been asking me, Sam, how can we play True Dracos on a budget? And I know that I have a lot of budget players watching my videos, so hopefully you guys enjoyed this video guys, and of course, as I progress to the deck profile, I'll be explaining to you guys all my card choices and the reason why I play them. And in this current version, there are 0 diagrams in the deck. Diagram is one of the most expensive cards in the deck, and I'll explain to you guys all my card choices and what cards you guys can use to replace diagrams. But nonetheless, if you guys have cards like diagram, I would definitely recommend you guys putting it in the deck. But for those of you who are budget, and if you guys just want to play competitive Yu-Gi-Oh, I believe that this deck is one of the best decks to actually play on a budget with the cards that you're playing in the deck. And I believe that this deck is around, $120 or less. Okay, like I will give, probably a guesstimate around $100 to $120. But I'm gonna say that, with a budget of $100, you can actually potentially pick up this deck, because some of you guys already have cards like staples like Dark Hole, Power Duality, and things like that. So for those of you who already have staples, you can definitely pick up this deck for less than $100. But there are definitely lower rarities of cards that you guys can get in this deck. So whatever you guys see in the deck, you guys can definitely get in a lower rarity. And by the way, guys, I have a True Draco mat still available. If you guys are interested in purchasing a True Draco play mat, make sure you guys message me my Facebook page. I do free shipping to Canada and USA. International shipping will cost extra. I'll start with the monster real quick. You want to play, of course, the 2 big boss monsters in the deck. You want to play Double Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King. This card is, the best card in the deck. You want to get this card out as quickly as possible, and I'll explain to you guys on how you guys can actually get this card out. Mostly, you're going to be getting this card out during your opponent's turn by using a True King return or True Draco's Apocalypse to tribute summon for the trap and a monster to basically, interrupt plays during your opponent's turn, which is absolutely amazing. And I believe that this card is around $8 to $10, $8, $9 lowest, I believe, on TCG Player. So I'll give you guys just like an overall estimate price on how much these 2 cards are in the deck. So I believe that these 2 cards can either be from $16 to basically $18 when getting these cards off TCG Player. So Double Masterpiece, the True Draco Slaying King. Next off, we're going to play Triple Dynamite Knight, the True Draco Fighter. This card is absolutely phenomenal. You guys don't know how powerful this card is. You want to open up this card as quickly as possible, especially going first, so that way you can have access into your traps as quickly as possible, so that way that you can play on your opponent's turn, which is really, really amazing. And the fact that it's also like a 2,500 body is actually pretty huge. So Triple Dynamite Knight, and I believe that this card is around $1 to $2 on TCG Player. I'll give you guys all the estimated price on the bottom right here, so you guys can see on how much these cards are. But this card is just relatively really, really cheap to get. So Triple Dynamite Knight. Next off, I actually bumped this card up to 3, especially in the budget build. But this card is one of the best cards in deck, especially going second. Is Triple Ignis Heat, the True Draco Warrior. This card is absolutely amazing going second. And for example, this card works really well, especially facing Trident, because what you do is that you tribute summon a trap. The trap will activate to try to pop Trident, and then Trident will be forced to pop the Ignis Heat, and then you can activate Ignis Heat effect to basically search a True Draco spell card directly from your deck to your hand. So if you search up Heritage, you essentially get to draw 2 cards right off the bat, just using Ignis' effect, which is really amazing. The last True Draco monster in play is the Majesty Maiden, the True Draco Caster. Card's really amazing because it basically searches up your masterpiece directly from your deck to your hand. If you open up this Majesty Maiden and a trap card, you're basically pretty much in a great position where you're able to drop Masterpiece on your opponent's turn, which you want to try to bring up Masterpiece as quickly as possible. So only 1 Maiden. Last but not least, the best card in the game right now is the 1 Maxi. Maxi can be found in the lowest rarity as a common in the Machine Structure deck, so you guys can actually get this card for relatively really cheap. For the spell cards as well, you want to play Triple True Draco's Heritage. This card is actually really cheap as well. I believe that $2 to $3 a piece for True Draco's Heritage is absolutely amazing. The fact that you're able to potentially draw up to 3 cards in 1 turn is really powerful, and the fact that Ignis Heat can actually access this card directly from your deck to your hand is just really strong. So Triple True Draco Heritage to start off our spells. Next off, we're going to play Triple Disciples of the True Draco Phoenix. Card is really self-explanatory. It's essentially your pot of avarice. In the deck, you're able to travel back 3 cards to draw 1 card, which cycles back all your True Draco cards directly from your graveyard into your deck, so that way that you can never run out of resources. And this card is really cheap. Like, I believe, less than 10 cents, which is really good. Next off, for the staples, you're going to play, of course, Double Dark Hole. For those of you who already have Raigeki, you guys can play Raigeki instead. But this is a budget deck list, so Dark Hole is definitely recommended to play in this current version. This card is just really cheap to actually actually pick up, and you can actually find this card for relatively under like $1 or so, under 50 cents. So this card's lowest rarity is definitely common, so you guys can actually pick up the common version of Dark Hole for really cheap. So double Dark Hole, you know, really good against today's meta, especially clearing masterpieces that are unaffected by trap and monsters is really amazing, and also clearing boards of Zoodiac monsters is also really strong as well. So double Dark Hole. Next off, we're going to play the Monarch Stormforth and also double Forbidden Chalice. Chalice can also be found in common, which is really good, and Stormforth can also be found in common as well. But Chalice is just a really good card in today's meta. Being able to negate cards like Dryden is just really powerful, and also negating masterpieces that are unaffected by monster and traps is really powerful as well. So double Forbidden Chalice and also the Monarch Stormforth for our spells. Next off, we're going to play, of course, Triple Pot of Duality. This card is really powerful. The fact that it's able to help you dig 3 cards deeper into your deck to see the resources that you need. And this card also comes in common, which is really awesome as well. So you guys can have access to this card for relatively really cheap. So Triple Pot of Duality, I believe that this card is really essential to the deck because it helps you dig deeper to see the combo pieces that you need. So Triple Pot of Duality is triple Card of Demise. I've seen this card on eBay. Lowest, you guys can actually get 3 copies of Card of Demise for $70. So basically, if you guys have a $100 budget, you're going to be spending most of your $100 on Card of Demise. I believe is necessary for the deck, and it's actually one of the best cards to actually help you follow up within your next turn, which is really amazing. Drawing 3 cards and can potentially just blow out your opponent. I understand that this card is really expensive, but I believe that it's one of the cards that are actually needed to play in the deck. And a $100 budget isn't too much because, you know, depending on the decks that you are seeing in today's metagame right now, if you guys want to play competitively, the decks are hella expensive, such as cards like True Draco Zoos. You know, you're playing so many cards like Barrage and things like that, Diagram, things like that. The deck is super expensive, but if you guys want to play a competitive True Draco deck, I believe that Demise is necessary in the deck. So triple Card of Demise to run off our spells. Off to the traps, we're going to play, of course, True King's Return. Okay. This card is really amazing for the fact that you're able to revive back True King monsters or True Draco monsters from a graveyard, so that way that you can prevent OTK, and that way that you can also help you tribute something from Masterpiece in your hand. If you have True King's Return and Masterpiece in hand, activate True King's Return, revive back a monster, then activate its effect to basically tribute summon over this card and the monster that was revived back for the Masterpiece, which is really powerful. So one of the best cards in the deck, True King's Return. Next off, we're going to play triple True Draco Apocalypse. This card is one of the best cards to actually out any Floodgate. If you control True Draco Apocalypse in the face of spell card, you can activate Apocalypse to pop the spell card, and when a spell card is popped, you get to pop a spawn trap card on the field, which is really amazing. And the fact that this card is able to do damage reduction, especially during the damage step, is really powerful as well. So triple True Draco Apocalypse, and the trap cards also help you play on your opponent's turn, so you want to maximize yourself on playing these cards as much as possible. So triple Apocalypse and triple True King's Return. And you guys all know how powerful this card is. I played triple The Monarchs Are Up. This card is a really good card, especially against Zoodiacs. And you're actually playing this version for anti-link summoning, so any decks that heavily rely on link summoning will get punished by The Monarchs Are Up. This card is basically a walking skill drain for basically any deck that does not tribute summon, so this card does not hurt your monster at all, which is why I love The Monarchs Are Up. This card is able to win games overall, especially against decks like Zoodiacs and also decks that require a lot of link summoning. So triple The Monarchs Are Up, which is really amazing. And for those of you who do not know its effect, basically it reads that activate this card only if you have no cards in your extra deck and control a tribute summon monster. So the requirement to activate this card is to control a tribute summon monster. So you usually activate this card in standby phase. Standby phase, activate this card if you control a tribute summon monster. If the tribute summon monster leaves the field, this card will still be face up on the field, which is a really good thing about this card. The only way that this card will die, it's either your opponent Cosmic Cyclone it right away, or during your end phase, if you don't control a tribute summon monster, this card will immediately die. So people get a misunderstanding with this card where if the monster leaves the field, this card gets destroyed. It's not. It doesn't work like that. As long as you meet the requirement to actually activate this card while you control a tribute summon monster, it will stay on the field unless your opponent tries to, you know, literally just get rid of it. So triple The Monarchs Are Up, really powerful. One Solemn Warning, really good solid card overall in today's metagame, and this card can actually be found as a common, which is really good. Triple Waterfalls with Dragon Soul. This card is absolutely phenomenal. This card is basically your Diagram on a budget. What this card does is that it basically adds a True Draco card directly from your deck into your hand, so that way that you can actually play on your opponent's turn. So you get access to Masterpiece to your hand, so you can actually get that card out as quickly as possible to actually interrupt a lot of plays, which can actually pose a huge threat for your opponent once you bring out Masterpiece as quickly as possible. If your opponent cannot out it the Masterpiece, you basically just win the game. And then the secondary effect is really good as well, especially for those who have especially when you have cloggy hands full of monsters, you can basically send those monsters to the graveyard to basically draw +1 up to the amount of monsters sent to the graveyard. So if you have 3 monsters in hand, activate Waterfall, send all 3, you basically draw 4, which is really, really good. And the way that this deck works right now, since you're playing a budget version, you want to bring up Masterpiece as quickly as possible. So Waterfall, the Dragon Souls basically help you get there. You're literally just trying to bust out, you know, Masterpiece as quickly as possible, and Waterfall just helps you do that. And set the Waterfall, because Waterfall is essentially a monster anyway, so that way that you don't have to discard the monster to graveyard off Card of the Mize effect during the end phase. So Waterfall is just really good under Card of the Mize as well, because it's a trap card, which is it's essentially a trap monster which you can set, so that way that you can add a monster during your opponent's turn and to tribute summon that monster using a trap card on your opponent's turn. It's just really amazing. So Waterfall Dragon Soul is definitely the budget version of Diagram, which I recommend you guys playing triple copies of if you guys are playing Diagramless True Draco. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck. Alright guys, so that's pretty much for the deck profile. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I'm gonna give this deck around the budget of $100 to $120, depending on some of the cards that you guys have, or some of the cards that you guys don't have, or some of the cards that you guys need to pick up. But 100%, you guys can definitely get the whole deck if you guys wanna start it from scratch for less than $120 if you guys will want to play this deck. If you guys are trying to spend money on Yu-Gi-Oh, but without breaking the bank. So if you guys want to play Yu-Gi-Oh, I understand that it may be expensive, but $100 to $120 is actually not a lot comparing to some of today's meta decks right now, where cards are like $50 a piece and things like that. So I recommend you guys playing this deck. If you guys want to play this deck, I'll recommend you guys playing this build if you guys are trying to play on a budget. So that's pretty much it for this video, guys. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys smash the thumbs up button. If you guys want to see more competitive budget lists, please make sure you guys leave in the comment section below. That'll be absolutely amazing. Make sure you guys hit the subscribe button. And this is Sam from Team Sam signing out. Alright guys, peace.